Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a slippery slope for the NIO holders. Yeah, you got that right. The stock NIO got absolutely smoked just the past couple days. Now, this really is not a surprise given how quickly the stock had moved up and the price that it had reached. This all makes 100% perfect sense that the stock is selling down. But the real question is, where is it going to bottom? Where is the dip going to be? And I'll tell you right now, you're going to want to look for NIO or just anticipate that the stock NIO is most likely going to come down into this price of $37. So overall, this week, going forward into next week, you should anticipate you're going to see the price of NIO down towards $36. That is ideally the first or next logical low risk dip buy location, 36. So over the next week and into next week, if NIO or even today, it depends on how quick we reach that target, but if it happens today, we're going to be long NIO around $36 a day for the first time it gets there. Okay, remember that. As the price of NIO goes into, $36.68, $37 for the first time, we're going to be long bias trading the market back upwards, okay? If it goes to $36.68, $37, bounces, and then comes back down and goes through 36 or approaches 36, we don't like it as much. So again, we are long bias traders on NIO, whether it be today, tomorrow, next week, when the price reaches $36.68 to $37. We're going to be long trading the market back up, okay? And if I may, the reason we are picking that price is because it's a longer term trend level. So if you just look at this chart, right, look at this line in the middle, you can see we ran to that line, went away from it, ran to that line, went away from it, ran to that line, went away from it. And then we finally were able to cross through. We got very overvalued, very overbought, and now we're cracking back down, and the stock is returning to the statistical average trend. So you can think of this as, when the market was up here, we'll put this as a red box. This was overbought, high risk, okay? When the market was essentially down here in this lower half, the market was lower risk, all right? And when you look at this little box in the middle, this represents the trend, and that is essentially a baby blue, calm and relaxing, fair value. So when the market on NIO reverses back to the fair value market trend on this 180-day, 4-hour system, we're going to be going long, and there will most likely be a bounce there. So if you're long NIO right now, your bag holding, just anticipate you're probably going down to about $36.50 to $37. But if in the event that happens, that's where we're going to be looking to get long. Can it happen today? Yes, it can. But a lot of aggressive selling will have to happen. Currently, the price of NIO sits at $41. We would need that to drop another, arguably $3 to $4 a share. But the good news is with the recent volatility on NIO, our intraday channels allow for it to move that far, okay? So long story short, NIO, long bias down at 37.36. Next one we're going to look at here is SNDL, because there's just so many people talking about this stock. Tons of kids are watching this thing. They're thinking it's going to go to the moon. They're thinking this is the next best thing. This is the next biggest thing. And I'm not surprised. Why? Because it is so cheap. It was like 20 cents, 30 cents, 40 cents. So everybody and their grandma can afford to buy this thing, and that's normally why we're starting to see so much buzz and talk about it. All right. I just want to basically come out and say this thing is most likely going to go back to like 40, 50 cents. So if you're someone watching SNDL, I just simply want to make this video for you, or hopefully you get a piece of it and just let you know it's probably going back to 45 cents. All right, that's all we have to say there. I just wanted to get that out there. So many people asking questions about it. Not sure what they're going to do. They're waiting on the news of this legalization thing. It's a buy the rumor, sell the news event. When the news breaks, the thing's going to tank right back down to where it should be. Remember what I just showed you on NIO about statistical trend? Look at where the white line is. That is average. That is statistical average. So if this thing tanks from 70 cents all the way back down to 20 cents, that's completely normal. Nothing out of the norm about that. That would make sense because that's the statistical trending average. Right? Anything that gets up here, overbought, back down to the average. Anything that's up, overbought, back to the average. Under, bought back up to the average. Under, bought back up to the average. Under, bought back up, broke over the average, faded back down to the average. Same thing with NIO. Ready? Remember how we said NIO got overbought? So when it comes all the way back down to that 36 price, which is the trend, we're going to look for a bounce. Well, look at the same thing. This got overbought, over trend, came back down, hit the statistical white trend, and then it bounced. Same thing. You're overbought. This is going to come back down, probably closer to that trend. So just trying to get this video out there and help some of you guys that might be looking at SNDL currently. All right. So then the next thing that's going to be on our watch list here today, aside from NIO, is really, some cruise lines maybe. They've been kind of holding this top for a while, and I was thinking that maybe they get a little bearish today. We might see these sort of try to break down a little bit more and go towards like 1950, the 9 moving average. NCLH just got, released some more news that they're delaying cruises again. So there's overall some negative news here on the cruise line industry, and we figured maybe there's going to be a short play for us to capitalize there. All right, so those are really the main watches for us. We're going to be looking at CCL, and we're going to be following NIO, right, down to $36. Other than that, there's really nothing too crazy. There were a couple penny stocks that were moving earlier, but, most of those are kind of look like junk. We have this watch, VIVE. That's a reverse split or whatever the hell that is. It's not even going to trade good. NAOV, this was a penny stock earlier that's running pre-market. I could mention this to you guys, but by the time market open rolls around, this thing's going to crash anyway. So there's really a zero benefit for me to mention this to you because by the time market open, it's probably going to end up crashing. You're already overbought right now. You're in a great selling location. You probably have a pullback coming very soon on that. In this instance, we would say, at most, we could project maybe $2.22 to $2.85. Now, on a really lucky day, that's going to happen. So if the market's really lucky, they're really euphoric, really exuberant, then yeah, maybe we get blown out to maybe it somehow gets blown up to 280. If it goes blown up to 280, it's going to crash like all hell. So yeah. Do what you may. It's going to be high risk at the open, but at most, maybe you look for $2.80 on the stock NAOV. And if it does that, you'd be happy with that and take your winnings and you just run because it's already overvalued pre-market. And as I was saying, you're pretty much going to have a pullback. You see how that pullback is happening? This is the pullback zone. You're right on the blue line. That's where the sellers are going to come in. There you go. There's your pullback. It's starting to happen. Bang. There are other people getting a little nervous. Like, oh, it's going to tank. So they're getting nervous. They're starting to sell it. Again, it's the higher risk long location now. So there's your pullback. Just as we said, since the last time we said it was going to pull back. It just pulled back 10 cents. It's not rocket science. So NAOV will probably be a little bit overbought, a little bit high risk by the time market open rolls around. So it's something you want to be a little bit more cautious with. And honestly, guys, that's pretty much all I have for you here today. Keep your eyes on NIO down to those like 36, 37 prices. You'll thank me later for it. But other than that, guys, everybody have a really good day. We crushed it yesterday, crushed it Tuesday, crushed it Monday. I've been trading with about an 80, probably like an 83% accuracy each day. So really happy about that. Today, I'm going to try and record some trades for you. I haven't done it the past week, but today I'm going to click record and see what we're able to get live for you guys so we can upload that later today. And you guys can do some learning and reviewing in that sense. So everybody have a great day, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care.